एकता नगर में हूं, पर मेरा मन मोरबी के पीड़ितों से जुड़ा हुआ है। लेकिन करुणा से भरा मन उन पीड़ित परिवारों के बीच में है। हादसे में जिन लोगों को अपना जीवन गंवाना पड़ा है, मैं उनके परिवारों के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। काले मोरबी में आ भयंकर पीड़ादायक मन बहुत व्यथित था।
गुजरात में एक नितांत करुण घटना घटित हुई है। एक ही दुर्घटना में कई लोगों ने अपनी जान गंवाई है, कई बच्चों ने भी अपनी जान गंवाई है। दुर्घटनाओं पर किसी का बस नहीं होता है, परंतु पूरे देश की संवेदनाओं को झंझोड़ने वाली ये दुर्घटना ने न केवल गुजरात, पूरे देश के लोगों के मन को दुखी और आहत किया है। मैं जिन्होंने अपनी जान गंवाई है वो सभी मृतक व्यक्तियों के बच्चों के परिवारजनों के प्रति गहरी संवेदना प्रकट करता हूं, दुख भी व्यक्त करता हूं और ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करता हूं कि उनकी आत्मा को चिर शांति मिले।
Okay, let's go back to my colleague Ananya. Ananya, you were explaining to us how a judicial probe is different from a SIT probe, which has already been ordered in the incident. Could you bring us more details?
Well, yes, definitely a judicial probe is, in fact, a better one when it comes to a probe when it compared to a SIT probe, because remember that the SIT is only a special investigation team of that particular agency, just like the Gujarat police in this regard. But when a judicial probe comes in, when a judicial probe is ordered, in fact, what we particularly see is that what happens is that in a judicial probe, a judge would oversee these particular investigations that have been carried out. It's a outer agency, if we call in a layman terms, and it's somebody who's known the law for a very long time, somebody who's very experienced when it comes to things like this. So we'll have to wait and watch as to how things come up before the Supreme Court of India, because remember, if at all a judicial probe is ordered into this, a proper report would be filed. It would also be filed in a SIT probe, definitely. But then the sanctity of a judicial report, the sanctity of a report submitted by an ex-judge or somebody who has been a part of the judiciary would be very, very significant, because the investigation would have to be top-notch. The investigation would have to be watertight into this particular case. No loopholes are actually left unturned, because it is not only a probe by the agency that is still carried out, but also the judge can call out witnesses, the judge can call out the investigation officers, and their statements could also be taken up by the judge. And then, in fact, a particular reasoning can be given out, a particular report can be given out by the judge itself. So that remains to be a very, very important one. A judicial probe can give out a very, very important legal sanctity to a particular report that has been filed, and hence we'll have to wait and watch as to how the Supreme Court would actually see this particular issue, or whether this petition would be dismissed by saying that this is nothing more than publicity.
Okay, Ananya, thank you. I want to go over now to our colleague Siddhant, so please stay with us. Siddhant, I want to take to you a question that we've had audience members ask us. So I just want to take this question to you directly. In the last few hours, we've seen action taken against the private company that was given the contract for the bridge. But we have not seen action taken against high-ranking municipality officials. For example, officials that were aware that the bridge had been reopened one day before. Is action going to take place there too? Are investigations of that nature currently ongoing as we speak? Okay, Siddhant, are you able to hear me? All right, I don't think we have that connection with my colleague Siddhant. We'll try to re-establish it. Siddhant has been with us live from the ground in Morbi since late on Sunday. He's been bringing us updates from the site of the accident itself. You might have watched, he brought us a ground report of the bridge and the parts of the bridge and the obvious destruction they'd faced since Sunday evening. He's been bringing us report after report of the groups that have been responsible when it comes to this entire story. I want to bring you a little bit more context before we connect once again with Siddhant. Remember, this was a 19th century bridge which had reopened just days before after repairs had apparently taken place.
Okay, how much time? We have with us Advocate Vishal Tiwari, who has filed this particular petition. Sir, how do you see today's order of the Supreme Court? They've asked you to list the petition on, in fact, November 14, the matter would be heard. What do you think would be the outcome?
See, yesterday midnight this petition was filed through e-filing, and today's Supreme Court has ordered to list it on 14th of November. So hearing will take place on 14th of November. And our petition is not only focused on this particular incident, but we have also demanded that in future no such incident shall occur, and for that state government and central government, they shall take several safety measures. For example, there are various old structures in our country which are a very good tourist places. People go there, a large number of crowd is attracted to those structures. So a proper assessment that what is their condition, it is fit, they are safe or not, that should be conducted immediately by the state governments. And a construction incident investigation department shall also be established so that whenever such incidents occur, then a proper and prompt investigation could be done and a probe can be made very fairly.
For just for the clarity of our viewers, you've sought a judicial probe into this particular case. What difference is there between a SIT and a judicial probe, and how does a judicial probe hold a larger sanctity in law?
See, state controls all its own department, police department, municipality, and the private companies, whatever they are. So allegations are from all the sides. Police department says that we were not informed.
There might be some allegations or some defenses of the private company also. So for a fair and very exact investigation, a judicial commission is required, and judicial
commission will not only probe, it may also suggest some measures which shall be taken to avoid such incidents in future.
So last and final question, another prayer that you've sought into this particular petition is that all of the old bridges and monuments should be done, a risk assessment should be done. Why do you think that is necessary?
See, it is very much essential because regularly we are seeing that in our nation, sometimes mostly the bridge collapse, sometimes old monuments, buildings, and there are all other incidents also like railway incidents. So to avoid such kind of accidents, to save the lives of the people, it is very much necessary that government shall be serious. It shall not only take the income from these monuments, but it shall also maintain their condition, that whether they are safe and fit or not.
So this was Advocate Vishal Tiwari, who was speaking to us about how a judicial probe shall be taking place into this particular issue of Morbi Bridge Collapse, and we'll have to wait and watch as to how things actually pan out in the Supreme Court of India. But if at all a judicial probe is ordered into this, then the scope of the investigation would be widened. It would not only be about what the incident was, what had happened into that particular case, but also reparative measures could also be suggested by a judge if at all a judicial probe is ordered into the same.
Ananya, thank you.